I think it'd be the greatest comment section in the world if everyone put summertime, and you know what that means. Gonna head out to the beach, gonna do some beachy things. Also plug in my Discord. So I really wanted to get back into covering shows I don't normally cover, and it's the perfect time of the year to cover This Is My Jam. So they start off on the house cleaning gutters, not talked about often, but we actually get to see a different perspective of the house. That's something that isn't easy to do without making the house look not as noticeable, especially if you don't know where everything is in perspective around the house. It's just one of the many lovely things about 2D.
What the heck? I'm gonna see how far I can chuck it.
Wait!
What?
Don't you want to see what band it is?
Oh, okay. Ugh, it's that single of that Summertime song.
Summertime Lovin'? Lovin' in the summertime?
I also love how it pokes fun at songs that have ridiculous titles only because the title they had and the title that people have grown to associate with the song is different. Even within this episode, you'd expect it to be called Summertime Loving or something within that ballpark, but it's called This Is My Jam, the episode, which they say only probably twice in this episode at most. Even though Mordecai is reluctant, not enjoying the song or remembering of it fondly, they play the song and both come to the same conclusion. It isn't as catchy as it was before. Even though it's nothing like, this does have a lot of elements that you would see in a horror story. Characters learn X, they do Y, and they realize it doesn't work, but they think it doesn't work. It actually did work, they just don't know it in the beginning. Just food for thought. I'd also want someone to look at me the way that Rigby looks at this sandwich. Like, come on dude, it just looks like peanut butter and jelly. You're looking at it like it's a solid grand. Also, are you guys sharing the milk with your PB&J stuffed mouths, or is someone not abiding by the unspoken rule of table space? Because that glass looks like it belongs to both of you.
It's summertime. Lovin'. Lovin' in the summertime.
What are you doing?
What?
You're singing that song.
So we get the seeds to Rigby slowly getting the song stuck in his head. One thing about Regular Show that many fans know and love is that it takes these very simple tasks and stories and turn them into these grand stories that no one else but Regular Show does well. Just you wait. They try many different tactics to get the song out of Rigby's head, for both of their sanities. And each of them ends up being funny for different reasons. We get Hipster Kai trying to get Rigby on the complete opposite of a standard catchy pop song, and Rigby falls asleep. I just want to say that's completely realistic, and that's how many of you look when you try to put people onto music that is absolutely out of their lane. They try listening to the whole song, toilets, annoying noises, Muscle Man, every tactic out there. The pacing to this story really keeps you hooked because you reasonably cannot shout the answer. You wouldn't really know what the answer to this would be. Even though I like a few shows that do this blatantly, Regular Show tends to not do that.
It's not working. The stupid song's still stuck in my head.
You have a song stuck in your head?
You know, Muscle Man would totally yell at you, but he was only paid for a few lines in this episode. The episode cleverly ups the ante by having Rigby become a physical manifestation of his earworm, and they enlist the help of Skips in most likely the funniest scene of the episode and quite possibly the show.
Hold still.
Ow! What was that for?
You're not thinking about the song anymore, are you?
Even though we don't get much of Skips within this episode aside from the end, they really highlighted his character the best here. So with this dream sequence that Rigby would have after those skip scenes, it's interesting because it opens up a lot of questions that are up to speculation, as the episode never answers them. Firstly, how come Skips didn't know about the tape or the earworm aspect? You would think something like this would have happened before in his years of dealing with the park. Also in this dream sequence, Rigby is lucid dreaming, I'm assuming? Well, he's self-aware that the song is annoying and stuck in his head, but he had to go in his head in order to remove it. If they focus more on this particular scene here and expanded it to dive into the getting into your mind aspect, it would have taken this episode to the next level. Like, that was just a gold mine. Maybe this is a testament to how great Regular Show is, despite not many people covering it on an episodic level.
The song's not in my head anymore.
That's awesome, dude. Now we never have to hear that dumb song again.
Summertime, and you know what that means.
What the heck is that?
So remember back when Rigby was essentially becoming a walking version of the song? Well, here comes the next level. And it is kind of weird that the solution that they initially come up with to deal with the now new physical manifestation of the song is to ignore it when that didn't work before. It's also a little weird how they decide to show us that you can't touch the tape by having the tape touch Rigby.
You can't touch music, but music can touch you.
Oh, barf.
Oh, double barf, because he would go on to phase through things later on in the episode and never use this feat again after. Lame. I'm also glad this episode took a much needed turn from this episode going into the, quote, characters around the curse characters turn on those curse characters because they can't deal with the curse anymore, quote, sort of deal. While it is tried and true the direction they took for this episode, it would have made the episode look very predictable if they didn't go this direction. Because we already have enough episodes where Rigby has to prove his worth, trying to do things for the greater good and also generally just without help.
Pops! We need you to distract the summertime song.
But I can't stand that song.
That's why I'm walking closer towards it when moments ago I was seen walking away from the house. Another aspect of this episode I enjoy is both the catchy song and the counter to the catchy songs are actually both really good, unironically. With episodes like this, the catchy song should be at least understood to be catchy, and anything above that is a bonus. And I think that's a hard feat to accomplish because you can follow the pop song formula to the T and the song could ironically not be catchy in a situation where you would need it to be. So the duo go out to make a counter to the catchy song and Skips ends up joining that crew.
Okay, I'm here, and I brought my bass.
Wait, how did you...
I know everything, remember?
Whoa.
The funny thing is, if he did know everything, you'd think the first question to ask would be how to fix this situation.
Nah, I'm just yanking you. I was on the can and I heard your plan.
But the speculative side of me wants to ask, what if Skips actually does know everything and he wants to see how Mordecai and Rigby would handle the situation without his answers? I mean, the situation isn't life-threatening, it's just really annoying. And it is possible that he could have pulled the plug on this situation at any time. So we get to the Battle of the Bands. Well, actually, technically, this isn't the true Battle of the Bands, but it is one of the few times in regular show where they solve the problem with music. Okay, many times, but it's a good thing that Pops knew the chords to the song. It's almost as if everyone who walked away walked to... oh my god, they walked to the other side of the house. That's why they showed us the different side of the house. I proved it!
He's too strong!
No, we can do it!
You know, there's just something funny about the image of Pops straining himself to play the keys. It looks unintentionally funny. I know piano strain can happen, trust me. It doesn't look like that. It looks like Pops is going number 2 while playing a minor third. Because the tape spilled Benson's McDonald's looking coffee, you're welcome, gumball head. He learns the battle and brings the whole song together with a beat. You know, that was pretty epic. I love the neon visuals and that it served as a clever silhouette of how the situation was going. And how the cross mix of both songs playing at the same time, even though it was very little, it served to not be too distracting. And most importantly, Benson actually went in the direction he was walking. I mean, this is super weird, am I right? Well, they end on a bookend. Rigby is now obsessed with the new song, and everyone's back to square one. And that is, This Is My Jam. I love the episode. I think it's a great regular show episode. A very textbook example of why regular show is a well-received, loved, legendary series. And if you like this, you should definitely go watch seasons 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, any really. And any picks I have against this episode are just picks. They don't seriously hurt my enjoyment of the episode. It's just a critical point of view. Anyway, if you want to see my review of High Score, another regular show episode, click here. And also check out the hot takes for regular show by clicking here. Special thanks to the patrons of July. And until next time, take care. Alpha out.